And now for the fourth of these videos on electrolysis. This is looking at the electrolysis of water. And as you can see, the equipment is in front of you. We can see the two electrodes, the anode and the cathode, at the base of the system. And you can see that the water is the blue stuff there, and you can see the space above where the gases are not the same on either side. The one labelled oxygen is half the volume of the one labelled hydrogen. This is unsurprising, as you know oxygen and hydrogen are related in the following way in water. There's twice as much hydrogen as oxygen, so therefore the volume of hydrogen produced is twice that of oxygen. What's happening at the two electrodes? Before we start that, we need to talk about what's happening in water. A small amount of water is constantly dissociating into its ions, and this is the way it looks. So water turns into hydroxide ions and hydrogen ions. Now, not much water does this, but a small amount does. And the important thing is that it's an equilibrium reaction. So both directions are able to happen. And therefore, what happens is if you take away the hydroxide ions or the hydrogen ions, or both, then what you do is you push the equilibrium to the right, and more water makes more hydroxide and more hydrogen. So as the gases are formed, more hydroxide and hydrogen ions are being produced, and so more gases continue to form. Ultimately, you would lose all the water and they would turn entirely into gas. What's happening at the electrodes? At the anode, the hydroxide ions are reacting to form water and oxygen, and they're producing some electrons. Now, in order to balance this equation, we need to have 4 hydroxide ions, because there's 2 oxygens in the O2 and there's 1 in the H2O, so that's 3 altogether. So we need to make it up to 4 on this side, because we need to double the water as well in order to get the right number of hydrogens. So that's the half equation there. You can see the oxygen that's produced is the oxygen that is there. On the cathode side, what's happening is the hydrogen ions are picking up electrons to form hydrogen gas. Now, because there are 2 hydrogen atoms in a hydrogen molecule, we need 2 hydrogen ions and therefore 2 electrons. That's what's happening on that side, and that hydrogen gas is what you're seeing down here.